What's up, everybody? This is Tien. So I'm working on Diff Doctor. If you guys remember what that is, that has to do with diffs failing, the patch function specifically. So this was what happened before the project. There would be some error message here. The patch to some file didn't apply cleanly. The temporary files have been left in some directory, and a huge traceback. So my project was basically turning this into something a bit more user-friendly. And what I did was I rendered the old file, the diff, and the reject file on the page as collapsible boxes, and these are rendered with pigments. This one does not have a reject file, but here's an example of one that does. So here you can see the old file, the diff, and the reject file. So yeah, for this one, I messed around with the diff by changing this number here. It's supposed to be 2, and yeah, and so aside from seeing the files on the page, you can also download the reject files. You can open this zip here. Go in there, yeah, and there are your problematic files to diff, the old files in there, and there's the reject file. That's for easier debugging. There's a subtle issue in the diff doctor. That's in order for you to patch, you need the old file, the diff. So in order for you to get a patch error, you need the old file and you need a diff. And in displaying this diff viewer page, if either one of those don't make it, there will be no patch error, but there could still be an error in cases like that. Like for example, here where I toyed around with the raw file URL mask for GitWeb and changed that to an invalid string, it was unable to pull in one of the, I think it was the original file, and basically there is no patch file, but no patch error, but there is still some kind of error. So this page will still be displayed. You can still see the diff, but if you click on the link that's supposed to give you a zip file for the patch error, but since there's no patch error, this will just go to a 500 page. Internally, this is an SEM error. Yeah. So anyway, that kind of sums it up for my project. I think the hardest part was replicating the bug in the first place and investigating the sources of where it could come from. Yeah, that's it. Happy Easter, everyone. Thanks.